We're in the dog park for a little lunch break at DuBose Park in San Francisco, and just read a great article by Tom Nichols over at The Atlantic about how Donald Trump's depravity is not going to cost him any support. And there are a couple of things to this. It's like all of this stuff that came out over the last couple of days, his comments about, Nazi generals and all of that stuff, and the interviews with his former chief of staff, former Marine General John Kelly. In normal times, that would have been the ball game, and the election result would be 55-42 or something for Kamala Harris. But it's two things. His supporters like him because of those sentiments that he expressed. They want him to be an authoritarian dictator. They want him to use the power of the state to punish people that they don't like, and marginalize communities and put people in jail. They want him to have control over the Attorney General and the Department of Justice and use the power of the government to hurt people, to proactively hurt communities of people that they don't like. But second, which I think is equally, if not more important for Trump's supporters, is they love watching people on the left react to Trump in the way that we do. It fills them with glee watching people on the left freak out in horror at the prospect of a second Donald Trump term. And, I've often referenced an article written by Adam Serwer, I think in 2017, titled "The Cruelty is the Point." They build community among themselves and with each other through cruelty, through the act of being cruel to people that they collectively don't like. Anybody on the left, women, black and brown people, the LGBTQ community, Native Americans, First Nations populations. That's how they form community with one another, is through acts of cruelty, and reveling in watching the response. There's no line. There's no, okay, this is too much for Trump supporters. There just isn't. That doesn't exist. They want him to go further. Every day they want him to go further and further and further into his authoritarianism, into his racism, his bigotry, his misogyny, his transphobia, his homophobia, his hatred of the disabled. They want him to keep going. They don't think he's gone far enough. It's while the rest of us, whose IQs are above room temperature and chew our food with our mouths closed and who've never reproduced with a close blood relative, every single day we think, okay, now he's gone too far. There is no line for them. They're never coming back. Their minds are gone. This is who they are. Trump's supporters are racist, homophobic, transphobic, bigots, misogynists who want a dictator who governs based on vengeance, retribution, and punishment. These are all features. They are not bugs. They're never coming back to polite society. Their brains are gone. And I hope we beat them. I hope we beat them.